I think sometimes as a large family mom, you don't realize that things are that different because you've been doing it your way for so long. So sometimes when people ask questions like, oh, I wonder how you do this, then I'm kind of like, I wonder how normal people do it. Not saying that I'm not normal, but you know. So I was asked about my laundry, so I'm just going to share a little bit about my laundry. I do laundry for myself, my son, who is 9 months old, and then the 6 little girls. So they are 3, 4, 7, 9, and 10. My 10-year-old and my 7-year-old, they help me sort things out as well. Also, it's kind of like a rule, like if there's towels, then people are just supposed to do them, but it usually ends up working that I do towels and then maybe somebody throughout the week also does a load of towels. I also do sheets. So in our old house, I had a huge thing of like how we did laundry in our old house and how each child would take their laundry and their sheet and put it together, and then the next week it would be their laundry and their towel. In this house, it doesn't work that way for a couple reasons. One, it's in the basement, and so I don't want little kids going up and down without somebody older. Another thing is that just the amount of water that's going to be used and electricity that's going to be used. I want to make sure that we have full loads each time because it's a city here. And just, I think that you just have to do what works in your time frame, whatever. Another thing is we live in we don't live in a farm community. So we live more now in I want to say, maybe, I don't want to say uppity community, because that doesn't sound right. More affluent, I don't know. We live in an area where actually a lot of the people that are here are only seasonal residents, and because of that, I always feel like when we go out in public that we should like present ourselves well, because we want people to understand that God is taking care of our family. So if I were to go out back home and my kids had like dirty clothes, like they would understand and know, hey, everyone knew our family. They'd be like, oh, they were farming, they were doing whatever, and there was no question of, oh, they're dirty. No, it's like, oh, they're having fun, they're playing, they're doing those things. Now, when you live in an area that most children are sterile and they are playing on computer systems or gaming systems all day, it's different. And so I really want to make sure that the kids' clothes look good, which means a lot of times I need to do for the younger kids, I need to treat stains. So to have their clothes mixed in and just washed probably would not be the best idea, because I have to pre-wash lots of things lots of times, because we still are going out and doing the activities. I still want my children to be able to go and have fun and explore and do all the things, but I also don't want to go out into the public eye with them having stained, ripped, old looking clothing and people to think, oh yes, they can't afford to take care of their kids, basically. Up home, it wasn't an issue, like I said, just because it's a different type of community. Down here, it's very, I'm not into the trendy type, oh, you must have, you know, name brand clothing, you must have whatever, but a lot of the people here are. There's lots of people from away that are really, truly like that. And it's not that I want to, we're not buying any clothing different. It's just that I just don't want people to think that the Lord's not providing for our family because their clothes are dirty because they've been busy having fun. So that is another reason that I take on, or my daughter, me and my daughter are the ones that kind of take on. That daughter over there, she's such a blessing. She helps me take on the children's clothing. So we just kind of rotate on that day who's watching Azariah and who is doing laundry, and then we just kind of like pop back and forth on whatever, who happens to be, you know, free at the moment, not with Azariah, and whatever, we kind of go back and forth on that. And that also enables her to be able to do some other things as well. So that's how it works in our household. So I'm just going to show you a little tidbit of things. Basically what I'm going to share with you is that we do the laundry. I pretty much dump it all out, sort it all out, and then I put it in one dresser so it's easier. And then the kids have their stuff like kind of folded together. So it's a t-shirt, a dress, leggings, underwear, all in one, folded in half, then folded again, and those are stacked in the drawers. So my children only need to grab the set out, and then they have everything that they need, because the little kids might be like, oh, I forgot my underwear, I'll just wear a dirty pair again. So I find it better that they just already have underwear snuck in there. All right, and they know exactly what they're going to wear. As children get older, then they just take on their own things. So yeah, most of the younger kids' clothing matches for most of the days, and then because they like to match, and then once they kind of grow out of the season that they can't fit in those clothing, or they've grown out of the clothing that they already had, then we might mix it up, or if they have a different outfit that they want to wear with that. But it helps me also to, if we're out and about, to know, hey, okay, I know they're wearing these dresses, and I can just kind of like visualize really quick, okay, there's my kids, if they're getting further ahead or whatever on a trail. So I really don't know how comprehensive the video will be for you. Yeah, I just feel like you just figure out what works best for your family in the season that you're in. So I'm making bottles for Mr. Azariah this morning. It is right before church, and I am making his bottles to take, and then usually after church we just go to some place to have a picnic. So my daughter has already packed those things. Yeah. How do you do laundry? If you have a larger family, how do you do laundry? How do you sort it? How do you separate it? And yes, we only have one washer and one dryer. I keep seeing all these things with families, you know, that have more than 6 kids and they have 2 or 3 washers and dryers. No, it works. You just, you know, schedule times. Oh, I should say that we have days. So I have 2 days, one right after another, that I do laundry for all of us, and then everyone else is given a day that they are to do their laundry on. So it's specific days. It's usually 2 people per day, so we can do 2 loads in a day. Not a big deal. Or maybe they have more than 2 loads. So if most likely each child would have 1 full load. But then maybe if they're doing like their sheets and towels, then that would be another load. So we probably do 3, like if I was to average everything out, we probably do 3 to 5 loads a day. But it's not me doing all the laundries, so we just like space out who's doing what when. And one of the reasons that it's so much is we also use towels, and cloth pads, so those also add to what needs to be washed. We don't use a lot of paper towels, although recently I've bought paper towels, mainly because I have not that many plates, and one of our plates smashed, one of those cute little plates smashed. We've been eating outside, so if the kids are having something quick and easy, like a little snack outside, I've been throwing it on a paper towel. But as far as wiping up spills and stuff, we just use towels. So we have quite a few towels. Also vomiting for the baby, we use towels. Yeah, anyway, hope that helps. So these are the outfits for the younger 6 girls for the week. So some of them are matching, the youngest 3 are matching, and then like 2 extras for the other girls. And then some of them have more matching ones. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, and then we have going out outfits. So they are putting the clothes away. So each drawer, like I just showed, there's 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have some extra things in here, as well as, looks like somebody was trying to sort their things up here. We have a hair bin, extra underwear, and they're working on this stuff here. Their pajamas usually go near their bed, and then they just rotate. So we'll put some of that into the extra, and then whatever they're wearing is going to go by their bed. That's just for the 6 younger girls. And then I have hanging outfits, which are for going out. So I have hanging outfits for church on Sundays. So we have like three or four different outfits for either churches on Sunday, or like if we went to like a public building going out. If we go out to like the park or something like that, then we would just wear these clothes. But if we went out someplace like intentionally, like homeschooling activity, then we would wear the hanging clothes. Why do I do it this way? A number of reasons. One reason is my girls are younger, so the 6 youngest are 10 and under, and making sure that they are wearing clean clothes that aren't stained, as well as making sure they change their underwear. If you have had little kids, especially quite a few little kids, you'll know that this is really an issue. So in each pack has their outfit, and then it has a pair of shorts, because we wear shorts underneath our skirts, and underwear. So that's all that. I actually do not buy shorts because a lot of the shorts are way too short. They're almost like underpants. So we will just take our leggings that we had for the winter and cut those into shorts. And then next year we get more leggings, and the cycle goes on and on. Or I purchase new leggings usually in the summertime for the following season, and they're cheap because it's the middle of summertime and I'm buying new leggings. So that is what I do. Every time I go to a thrift store, I usually just pick up leggings, because then we just put them in a tote up in the attic. So the older people can take care of their own stuff, and they have their own spaces where they organize their things. So all throughout this video, I spoke incorrectly because I kept saying my 6 youngest girls, which is true. My youngest 6 before Azariah are all girls. They are 13 down to 3. But my 13-year-old, she does her own clothes, and she does it the same day that the 16-year-old does her clothes. So I do not do her clothes. So it's the 5 youngest girls. As I was editing this, I'm like, I kept saying 6. No. I have 6 children, 10 and under. 5 of those are the girls, and then there's Azariah. So I hope that helps. I'm sorry for that. I could have like redone the whole video. I probably would not get this video out if I actually had to redo the video again. So I hope you all have a blessed and wonderful day. And I'll just put a little clip. It was so cute. I had Azariah sitting in the seat, and my 3-year-old, she wanted to watch Sesame Street, and so I put Sesame Street on for quiet time, and Azariah could see it, and it was just so cute. I'll share a picture of that with you guys.